Good. Yeah. Did anybody get like a little stirred up over yesterday with the masks? Right? It was a very interesting meeting. So what my goal is for you guys, if you know, that's why we're here, is that we want to make sure that we are in control of ourselves, right? And what we can be in control of is ourselves, especially like during this time when it's just so crazy and everybody's upset and we've been in the house for a long time. I was talking yesterday, I just realized on the call yesterday that I hadn't seen my dad in almost a year. And I almost got a little bit like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even realizing that I was actually hurting because I haven't been able to see my dad in a year. He lives in another state and I've been out in Arizona and he couldn't come out to Arizona, and then I came back and I didn't want to, you know, so it just was really crazy. So we're all going through all of these emotions. And one of the emotions that we're going through is we're mad and we're angry at people not wearing their masks. Okay, so wherever you fall on the mask situation, right? But what I want to kind of express to you is that you can control your emotions. Okay, we can be mad at anybody that we want to be mad, you know, mad with, but we also want to make sure that we are in that we are at cause of our emotions, right? So we can be mad. That's great. Get somebody else in here. But there comes a time where being mad is hurting ourselves. Our blood pressure rises. Everything just kind of doesn't work real well. We're under stress when we're mad, right? So what we want to do is take charge of our emotions. And emotions are it's energy in motion. That's what emotion is, right? And emotions are meant to flow through us. They're meant to go away at one point, right? So if we're holding on to that madness and that anger and that energy, it doesn't serve us very well. And guess what? The person who we're mad at, it's not hurting them. They don't even know us, right? They don't know that we're mad at them. So what you can control is your thoughts about that and your feelings about that. So what we talked yesterday was this little thing. I don't know if you can see it. It's called CTFAR. Okay. And CTFAR, C is for circumstance. That circumstance is a fact. It is a fact that it was rainy yesterday. It rained yesterday. Being rainy is not specific enough. It rained yesterday is the circumstance. My thought, when I knew it was going to rain all day yesterday, I get a little bit in my mind with rain. My thought was, oh, ugh, yuck, I'm going to be depressed all day. My feeling is then depressed, right? My action is maybe I don't even take any action. Maybe I just don't want to work. Maybe I don't want to do anything. And the result is I don't get my stuff done. I don't help people. I don't do what needs to be done in my business or in my personal life or, you know, whatever. So they all kind of fall down. So I could change my thought with that. And I could say, it's raining. My thought could be, oh, you know what? The grass needs it. It's dry. We need the rain. The feeling then is like, okay, that's fine. You know, maybe even gratitude, maybe even thankfulness. And then the action is non-action. It's not bothering me. And the result is I get my work done, right? Does that make sense to everybody? I'm going to unmute you guys. Wait, let me see if I can, or actually you guys can unmute yourself. Everybody unmute yourself. Everybody unmute yourself. Just hit that bottom. It's over here on mine, but because I don't know how you're looking at me. And we're just going to do, so does everybody's okay with that, right?
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're gonna just kind of pump up a little bit more energy, and we're going to, on the count of 3, we're all going to either say you love sunshine or you love rain, okay? Whichever one you love, I want you to just scream it out. Ready? So it's gonna be, I love rain, I love sunshine. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I love sunshine. Okay, just wanted to get you guys up and running. If you missed the dance, we dance for 5 minutes before we get on. So I'm going to show you guys a video now. So you can go ahead and mute yourself, or I'll mute you guys. I gotcha. All right. Okay. So this is I shared this yesterday. This is so funny. All right. This is babies for sure.
Ooh, boy, that's good.
Yeah.
So I get a kick out of that because that's kind of what our brain does when we're on sugar, right? Did you notice that he had one little bite of it and then he had to go, oh, and get both of his hands in there and shove it into his mouth, right? And sugar isn't the best thing for us. It can be very detrimental to our system, and it causes inflammation. It causes stress. It is not. It really is not. It's harmful. Okay, it's harmful to us, and we're only supposed to have 7 teaspoons of sugar a day. Okay, and that's what this is. 7 teaspoons. If you had a bowl of granola this morning, you've probably already had your 7 teaspoons. If you had creamer in your coffee that was flavored, you probably had about half of this. If you had a yogurt this morning, a flavored no fat, got to be careful with the fats, because if they say no fat, guess what they have to put in instead? Sugar. This is 20 teaspoons of sugar. There are some yogurts out there that are flavored non-fat yogurts that have 20 teaspoons of sugar in them in one serving. So I'm not telling you to not eat sugar. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm suggesting and inviting you to take a look at what you're eating and what you're drinking, okay? And look at the labels and see if the labels have that added sugar in them. And also, sugar goes by like 60, 70 different names on packages that a lot of times we don't even know. We don't see the word sugar. We don't see the word high fructose corn syrup, but we see maltodextrin, you know, all the different ones, right? So just be mindful. It causes that stress, and it makes us feel worse after we've had it. Okay, but don't take my word for it. You do your own investigation with your own body, right? Where do you find that you've been cutting back sugar, or who likes sugar a lot? Jovi, yeah. Yeah. Barbara too. Yeah. So it's okay, you know, and that's fine. Vicky too. Oh, you've got a question, Vicky?
No, not a question really, but my daughter has 3 autoimmune diseases, and she's done a lot of research. I grew up very health conscious. My mother was, and I have been, and my children are as well. And the last thing she got in her late 30s was cancer, and she found out that cancer thrives on sugar. So she really beefed up her diet at that point to really just get rid of the white stuff, the white flour, the white sugar. And she's going to be 10 years cancer free. And at one point she had 5, she has MS. So she had 5 lesions in her brain. She now just has 1. Yeah. So healthy eating, a new way of thinking, yes. Because she's very hyper. Oh my gosh, she's just like whatever's in her brain comes out her mouth, and she's always been very volatile, type A, but she, type 1, she's just like all out there, and then diabetes too. but she has learned to channel that and calm it down, and she's changed her life. So her diabetes numbers are always great. Her MS now is just one lesion, and she has very little feedback from that disease, and the cancer is now 10 years free. So
Yeah.
diet and mental, changing your outlook and changing the way you look at life and deal with life is so important.
It is. It really is. And I find what I found, and even with my background with training and being a nutrition coach and everything, you cannot change it. What I have found is it's very hard to change something unless you have a mindset shift, right? You have to truly you have to be a different person almost. You have to have different beliefs in order for you to change your behaviors. Okay. And it sounds super easy, like, oh, well, I'm just going to cut out sugar, right? But unless that mindset is, I'm a person who doesn't eat sugar, just like I don't do heroin, if I'm at a party and there are cupcakes at the party, I'm not going to have a cupcake because I don't do cupcakes. It's like I don't do heroin. If somebody was at a party and they were doing heroin, I wouldn't feel like horrible, because I wouldn't ignore the heroin because, oh my God, it's so, I have to go get it, right? The mindset is that you're not a person who does that anymore. And it doesn't have to be willpower. Willpower is the behavior, is when you change the behavior. Oh my God, I can't look at those cupcakes. Oh no, I'm powerless against cupcakes. Well, no. I want to show you guys during this week that you can be powerful. You can be empowered to live your best life, to come out of this pandemic better, stronger, more aware of your control and what you can do, right? And that, Vicki, that is, your daughter took control. She took control of her life. She didn't, and here's the deal. I can say, well, you know what? It's not our fault because we are living in America and we have fast food. And when you go into the grocery stores, there's only one aisle that is a great aisle, and that's the fruit and vegetable aisle, right? And it's hard, it can be hard to be healthy sometimes, and they're giving all of that information to us, and all the commercials are telling us that we need that to be healthy, or we need that to be happy, we need that to be, you have to eat this granola bar because it's healthy. No, that's marketing. That granola bar is not healthy if you are wanting to reduce your sugar, if you are wanting to power your body in a different way, right? Does that make sense? I know it's not very, but do you guys get that? Yeah. So we're going to play a little game. And you guys take yourself off of mute, and we're going to go over, let me just see, do you guys see yourself the way I see you? I see Susan first, then I see me, then I see Vicki, then I see Barbara, Shobi, Susan, your computer or phone, Vicki, which we'll ignore, and then Susan Moran. Is that who you guys see?
I only see you.
Okay, so you can go up to the top. You can see that there's a speaker view. There's a, it looks like a tic-tac-toe.
No, I don't have that. I'm on an iPhone.
Okay, all right. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to start, and then Susan, you'll go next. And then Susan, you're going to ask Vicki a question. So I'm going to ask you a question. You're going to answer it. You're going to give me 5. All of these will have 5. You have to answer with 5 things. So I'm going to ask Susan first 5 things. I'll ask her 5 vegetables or something. And then Susan, you're going to ask Vicki 5 things. Vicki, when you're done, you're going to ask Barbara 5 things. Barbara, when you're done, then it's going to be Susan Green's time to answer. And then it's going to be Shobi. And then I think that Susan Moran, do you want to play too?
Yep.
Okay,
Sure.
good. Okay, so then Shobi, when you're done, you're going to ask Susan Moran. Okay? So everybody's off mute. And okay, Vicki, I want you to name 5 vegetables.
Okay, so green peppers, broccoli, carrots, corn, and another vegetable. What's my favorite? Peas. Oh, peas.
Ooh, I like peas. All right, yay. And then we can do a little game. We're going to do 5 things. 5 things, 5 things, 5 things, 5 things. So after that, we can kind of celebrate her by doing 5 things. 5 things, 5 things, 5 things, 5 things. Okay, so I want to see your hands up and everything else. Okay, so Vicki, ask Barbara, please.
Barbara, can you, she's on mute, I think. Is she on mute?
Yeah, unmute yourself, Barbara. They're down on the corner.
Okay.
Hi, Barbara. Can you
Hi.
name 5 flowers?
5 flowers, probably not.
Sure.
Let me see. Peonies, tulips, sunflowers,
Ooh, I love them.
daffodils,
Good.
and lilacs.
Wow.
5 things.
Those are my favorite.
5 things. Good job. Yeah. Okay. Barbara, you're going to be asking Susan Green.
What do I ask her?
Ask her to name 5 of something that you pick.
Oh, okay. 5
Maybe
five of your favorite beverages.
Oh, wow. Well, water. Water, pH, water, lemon juice, and it's 3. Let's see. Beer. Let's see. I know. I don't drink that much of it, but let's see. How about wine?
Okay.
Can everybody hear that?
Yes.
I heard
Okay.
that one.
Oh, so I do the 5 things. I'm
Was that 5
holding my iPhone.
Okay.
Okay.
5 things. 5 things, 5 things, 5
Five.
things, 5 things. Yay. All right. Next, actually, I'm seeing Susan. I'm seeing Sue. So Susan, ask Susan.
Okay. Susan, what are your favorite activities? Like sports, maybe.
That's
Is that
me.
me?
Which
Yeah,
Susan?
which Susan?
Moran, you.
Okay. Okay. My favorite activities: sitting by my pool, exercising, going to the beach, shopping, and being with my family.
Awesome. 5 things. 5 things, 5 things, 5 things, 5 things. Okay. Now you asked Shobi.
Okay, Shobi, how about 5 animals?
Cats, dogs, raccoons, loons, one of my favorite birds in Maine. Let's see, that's 3. Squirrels are unofficial outdoor pets around where I live. Foxes.
Good. 5 things. 5 things, 5
5 things, 5 things, 5 things.
Good. All right, Shobi, ask me 5 things.
Okay.
Make it healthy. See if you can stump me.
Okay. 5 of your favorite whole grains.
Ooh.
Wanted to be stumped.
Okay. Oats, barley, millet, corn. Not my favorite. Whole grains.
Quinoa?
Quinoa. Perfect. I love it. Why didn't I think of that? Yay! 5
5 things. things.
5 things, 5 things, 5 things, 5 things. Good job. All right, great job. I just wanted to have everybody kind of interact a little bit.
What
Okay,
about
so
Susan?
Did we
Wait a
miss?
minute. What about Susan? Our
did we
friend
miss
Susan's
Susan?
there.
Oh, we did miss Susan. Susan, that's my fault. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. You know what? I think that I had you over in the whatever. I messed up. Susan, 5 things you can do to calm your mind.
Oh,
This is me now?
Yep, you know.
Okay. Yoga. Walking. Meditation. Breathing. And laughter.
Woo! I love that, Liz. 5 things.
5 things.
5 things.
5 things, 5
5
things,
five
5 things, 5 things.
All right. Good job. Good job. I love that. So everybody kind of can agree with that, right? With all those things to calm our mind. Good things. Okay, so we're going to do a little, I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to talk a little bit about fascia, because this is something that you can do to calm your body. I'm going to show you some things that you could do to calm your body. So fascia is we used to think that, that there were 600 muscles, all separate muscles. And we've since found out that we're not. We're one big gelatinous muscle that is delineated by fascia. Okay, and fascia is this stuff that is, here, let's see pictures of fascia. Here, if you ever cut up a chicken, you know what fascia is. It's this kind of slimy stuff, and it allows our muscles to move, and really is important to us for movement, for even being upright, holding muscles to bones, muscles through each other. Can you guys see these wonderful? This is amazing to me. Do you see that? And it's this web. Like, look at that. It's this web. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Just amazing. When you get a chance, take a look at this, because it really is very crucial to our body, and it makes us, I'm going to stop sharing that screen. It makes us, if we have healthy fascia, then we can do healthy movement. If we have fascia that is stuck and tangled, like if you think of getting a tangle out of somebody's hair, you know, like, you know, Sue, I know that you have girls, right? Shobi has a girl, so I know that, you know, when we have hair, a tangle in our hair, it doesn't lay smooth, right? So the same thing with our fascia in our skin. If we have a tangle in that fascia, it doesn't lay smooth, and it might hurt us somewhere else, okay? And it doesn't allow us to move properly, okay? So I'm gonna, did anybody bring a tennis ball? Awesome. Did anybody bring, I had to switch offices today because they were working outside. So maybe you have a water bottle, or maybe you have a jar or a can or something like that that can roll. We're gonna take this ball and we're gonna roll it, like, I'm just gonna give you an example, rolling it on my arm, right? To kind of move that fascia around. Okay, a lot of times you can find it right up, and if you have like a sweet spot, like right there's a sweet spot with mine. I call it a sweet spot. Other people kind of like thought about it as like a sour spot. It's kind of ouchy, right? So we can take that ball and we can move it all over our body to open up that fascia. So I'm going to turn my computer here, and I've got this against the wall. Now, what I like to do is I like to put my tennis ball in a sock. That way I have it down and I can hold on to the sock. This is, you can obviously buy things. You can buy things like this. I have things like this all over my house. But when I help people, I like to just say, you can do this anywhere, right? Now, if you can see, I'm down in my basement and it's kind of like, it's not very, there, can you see that? Can you see that? So when you have the ball without a sock, it could flop out at you. So you have to be really careful, you know, just putting it down, putting it in there and just kind of moving a little bit on it. And you can find a little spot. I always find it right by my shoulder, between my shoulder blade and my spine. Those are always ouchy spots. And once you kind of find that ouchy spot, you can just kind of relax into it. You can move a little bit. You can go up and down. And you can even move your limbs, because the muscles that move our limbs, like the muscle that moves my arm, is part of the rhomboid back there. Ooh, right there, that hurts. So you can do this on the floor too, okay? Lying down on the floor. Foam rollers, you've heard of the foam rollers. You've heard of fascia blasters. Again, a tennis ball, a nice easy tennis ball, a can with a towel wrapped around it, a water bottle with a little towel wrapped around it, rolling back and forth on that. It breaks up that fascia, it breaks up that knot, that knottedness, and allows it to lay smooth, so our muscles are more able to work properly, so the alignment is better. Everything just kind of goes smoother. Okay, any questions? Yeah, Shobi. Okay.
So when people say, like, I have a knot in my muscle, or like if I give my daughter a massage and I feel a knot, is that actually the fascia?
It might be the fascia. It might be the fascia that is kind of congealed and making the muscle not be able to slide, right?
Okay.
So it's probably a combination of everything, but we can't disregard that fascia. It's really important. It's really important. And we can even do another form of self-care is that, but then also just rubbing our skin. I know that it sounds really weird, but just rubbing our skin is really good for us too. Just getting all of the skin is an organ. Did you guys know that? It's the biggest organ we have. And if we can just dry brush it and get that stimulation all over our body, just that stimulates, and it can also go down a little bit into that fascia and kind of enliven it.
After shower, towel rub,
Yeah.
all over. Starting with my feet, especially the feet, because they have so many pressure points,
Yeah.
and then working your way up to get the circulation going, just really working that towel.
Oh, so good. So good. I'm going to come down to the floor. Don't mind the stuff on my daughter's home from her apartment and from college. So I've got that tennis ball here. Doing this with the tennis ball is amazing. All that work right there, just getting deep into that. Okay, that's huge. Yep, another place that I find it, all right, I'm just gonna come down to the floor, guys. I'm very ladylike with my dress, right? Okay, another place that is really good to do this, especially if you have foot problems. If you have foot problems, make sure you get that calf rolled out. Right, like that. Okay, again, a soda can. Well, don't have soda cans in your house because it has too much sugar. Right? So that is, that's, I tell you what, even 15 minutes with a tennis ball or a roller is huge. Big time stuff. Okay, so where do you think, okay, let's do a poll. Where do you think you get most of your sugar from? Let's unmute you. Unmute yourself and we'll just start talking. One person can go. Okay, Barbara. Oh, you have to unmute yourself. Mute. Okay. So
Yeah, I started working with a nutritionist a couple of years ago. And she also, because I do crave sugar, sugar has the same effect on your brain as cocaine.
Yep.
When you become addicted to it, it's like cocaine. And so what I did was I chronicled what I liked the best in, what I was really important to me to have sugar. And I pared it down to, she said, pare it down to, if there's some things you need to have sugar in, then you have to move away from the other stuff. So it took me about 6 months to figure this out because I wanted to see where I would do it. And so I like to have a little bit of sugar in my morning tea.
Okay.
And I eat yogurt. I make my own, and there's no sugar. There's nothing. So I put fruit in it. So my sugar is in my fruit. But
Yep.
sometimes I put a little bit of honey in it, just a little bit. And that's my big, that's my amount of sugar. That I really like to have. And so anything that you buy in the grocery store is going to have sugar.
Yep.
So, I feel like because I'm home, I have the ability to do a lot of my own cooking and stuff like that. And I actually get my sugar through my fruit. And you have to be careful because then I was overeating fruit. Because that grapes are very high in fruit.
Yeah.
So she said to me, no, Barbara, too many grapes. So
Yeah.
I was allowed 20 grapes at a time, 3 fruits. And if I had grapes, it was 20 grapes. So again, it's funny. You don't realize how much sugar you put into your body, even the natural sugar.
Yes.
And when I crave it, I know if I'm craving grapes, I know I want to have sugar. So I find other things to eat or to do or something like that. So I'm pretty good at managing my sugar.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I never have more than what I should have, but if I do, it's very rare that I do that. And then I just get back on the wagon again.
Yep, that's great. That is exactly, fruit was our dessert of think of when fruit comes in season. It's spring, summer, right? And we stock up on those things. It tastes good, so we eat a lot of them because guess what comes? Winter comes. And winter is a time that they don't eat a whole lot. There's not a lot of bounty in the winter. Everything that they had to save. So they saved it in their cellars or in their, caves and in their body, right? So all this stuff in our body is stored food, right? The extra little upholstery that we have, that's food that we've already eaten. We've stored that food in us, right? And our body is preparing for winter. Well, we never give it winter, right? I'm not, yeah. But yeah, that's what it was for. The fruit, the sweetness of the fruit was to have them eat more of it. So very interesting. Yeah. And I have a sugar substitution program that anybody can join. I've got it. Let me know and I'll put you on it. And it just is really interesting. I link sugar to maybe that bad boy that we might have liked in high school. And we knew that maybe that boy wasn't quite so good for us and maybe we shouldn't be hanging out with him, but man, he's kind of sexy and you got that crush on him, right? So I'm not asking you to give him up. I'm asking you to take a look at whether it's serving you, right? Yeah. Okay, who else has a sugar information for me? Like, where do you think you're getting most of your sugar?
I like to bake.
Yeah.
So I can go most of a day without eating much sugar at all and then bake zucchini bread. And that has a lot of sugar in it.
Yeah. I remember once somebody brought back a long time ago, somebody brought a zucchini apple pie. And it was zucchini, but it tasted like apples. But by no means was this zucchini pie healthy. It had zucchini in it. It had probably twice the amount of sugar as an apple pie would have. Anybody else? Susan, you did the sugar separation. Susan Green did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I get most of my sugar from fruit. And I do I don't like grapes and cherries, I usually eat them in season, but I know grapes have a lot of sugar in it. And so, I have a few at a time. I haven't been doing a diary recently, but, I try and watch that, but I try and eat more fruits like cantaloupe, stuff that has a lot of water in it.
Yeah.
More for the summer, and it keeps me hydrated. And especially with the chemotherapy, I need to have the hydration.
Yeah. You got to be really careful with that, with everything right now. Susan,
right.
we're sending lots of good juju to you, Susan.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. So your assignment today is going to be to take a look at where those sugars are coming from. Take a look at labels. Make sure that that you're just aware. I find that with awareness, it can start those wheels turning a little bit, right? Start doing that. And then I also want you to go and get a can of tennis balls at the grocery store is like $3. I think the last can I got was at CVS. And play around with that. Play around with moving your body on, working that, giving it some love, right? And then keep up with your half an hour of movement. And you can do that. We were dancing at the beginning, so that was 5 minutes of movement, right? Get yourself nice and sweaty. It's okay. Go outside. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go and kick, make it be a Spartan race or anything. If you do that, go do it. But if not, that's okay. Nice rhythmic movements just makes our body feel so good and is so helpful with our immune system. So I'm going to do a quick meditation before I let you guys go. So I want you to just roll the shoulders and relax those down, kind of give yourself a little wiggle. So I'm standing up. I'm going to stand up with my feet parallel to each other. You guys can stand up or you can sit down. It's up to you. I'm just, I use a standing desk. So whatever is touching the ground, whether it be your feet or whether it be your sitting bones, I want you to find that connection to the earth, whether something's in between there or not, that's fine. You're still connecting, you're grounding yourself to the earth. Allow the eyes to recede back into your skull and allow the eyelids to close. If you're not comfortable doing that, just let the eyes gaze softly ahead of you. And as you feel the part of you that's touching the earth, I want you to press down and then allow the energy to flow up your legs, through your pelvis, through your belly, your back, your ribs, your chest, your shoulders, all the way up to the top of your head. And then exhale out down your body, flowing down the legs, to the heels, to the toes, almost like a wave that pulling on an inhale, the wave comes up your body. And on an exhale, it flows down your body. And envision this wave, beautiful blue, green, clear energy. And exhale as that wave pulls down from the tip of your head, through your shoulders, through your belly, through your hips, through your legs. Pull everything out that you don't need anymore. Inhaling all of the good stuff, all the energy, all the connection. Exhaling that which does not serve you anymore. It's okay. You can let it go. Take another couple breaths, maybe 3 or 4. And then bring your awareness back to the present, back to here and now. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Give me a little sway with the body, whether you're sitting or standing. Another big deep breath and release it out. Give me a whole body shake now. Shake, 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 shake. Good job. Great. How do we feel on a scale of 1 to 10, with your day being excellent? 10's excellent. 1 to 10 scale. Give me your fingers. Yay. Okay, you're holding a couple back, right? Good. That's good. All right, great job, guys. Okay, tomorrow we are talking more about movement. We're going to talk a little bit about what kind of movement is good for us. You know, obviously, lots of movement is good for us. We are built to move. And we're also going to talk a little bit more about our mind and what we can control and what we can't control. All right? Okay, great. Thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks, Rebecca.
You're welcome. My pleasure.